I'm surprising myself and actually doing another yearly WIP Parade, which this is much longer than I thought my chaos brain would keep up with doing a floss tube, really. So Happy New Year, everybody. It is New Year's Eve. I was thinking about doing this yesterday or the day before, but the light is so much better today, and also I am not tired, so let's do this. I traditionally have my cider brandy. This is actually the same one that I was drinking last year, so I'm not that much of a drinker. And I also just had the flu, so I'm not going to drink that much of this, but people keep telling me that things like whiskey are good for your throat, so I'm a bit dubious about that, but we'll see. Anyway, happy 2022, everyone. And before I get started with the WIP Parade, I just want to show you some craft-related birthday presents that I got because I have December's birthday. Very squeaky because I'm breaking in some new Doc Martens, so I hope it's not too squeak. My boyfriend got me a beautiful pair of hand cards. So these are for carding wool. In one of my previous videos, I forget which one, I did a little demonstration of that. I'm sure I'll do one again in the future as well, some filming of that. But these are so much better than you might have seen in the other video, my other hand cards. The first ones I bought, they're absolutely tiny. They're about this big. Sorry. And they were kind of hell on my wrists, really, because you have to do so much carding in order to get like the volume of wool. So these, as well as being absolutely gorgeous wood, they are so much more ergonomic for me and more efficient, and I love them. So you'll definitely be seeing a lot more wool crafting in the coming year. I've got 2 fleeces to get through, so that will be happening. And then I got a couple of embroidery books. I've been wanting to try out sashiko embroidery for a while. So this is a book on sashiko published by Japanese Vogue, and I'm really excited to give that a go. And then I got a book about embroidery on wool, which I did a little bit of embroidery last year. I'm hoping to try a little bit more next year, but this book is really visually inspiring, so stuff like quite kind of folk art inspired embroidery, and it's giving me ideas. I'm a bit nervous about branching out from counted embroidery, but I did one embroidery of my own design last year, and it came out pretty good. So yeah, I might give this a try. Do a bit more sort of layered applique type embroideries. So yeah, that's exciting. Okay, so getting on to the cross stitch. I don't think I did an update last month. I've just had a lot of like deadlines, and then I got ill and stuff like that, and then I have another placement in the new year, which will be for 7 weeks, and I'll be staying in a different town again. So but I have my own little apartment this time. I've got some accommodation, so I'll like be able to get some stuff done. I'm gonna take crafty things to do. It's gonna be quite nice, actually. And this is relevant, I will be studying hand therapy. So I'll be working in an occupational therapy unit doing hand therapy, which is like making custom splints for people and hand exercises, motor function, that sort of thing. So it's going to be really interesting, and maybe I'll learn something that's relevant and useful to do, like taking care of your hands when you do a lot of crafts. Okay, so this is in no particular order because I cannot remember when I started any of these things, and I can't be bothered to go and look through and find out. And I don't think I'm going to be bothered to write down all of what they are underneath either. I'm going to cut in pictures to show what they're going to look like when they're done, because I also am not going to go find the things for everyone. I don't keep things in project bags because I'm a chaos goblin, and I also mostly do my stitching at home. I don't really travel around with it, so I don't really need to. If I'm travelling, I usually take knitting or something. So here we go. This is, oh, finishes. Cross stitch finishes in 2021. One. But it was a big one. Yeah, I started quite a few things and I finished just this. This is Celtic Autumn from Lavender and Lace. And I was very, very proud of this. It's my first big finish. That was in January. It was like almost a year ago that I finished this. But I don't do it for the finishes, I do it for the enjoyment. So this is beautiful. I've had it up, kind of draped over my walls throughout autumn. It's a conversion, a colour conversion. I'll put the link to the conversion down below in case anyone's interested. It's not by me. I found it on the interwebs, and the fabric is a 28 count. It's from Sparkly's. I've forgotten what it's called. It was some years ago that I bought it. This is the first hand-dyed fabric I ever bought. So I was very pleased with that. It's kind of nice to get the finish out again and just like make people admire it a second time. So this is, I guess, my most recent start. I've been working on it a lot over the Christmas break because I haven't really had the energy to do much because of my flu, and this is a really nice kind of soothing thing to stitch. This is Dragonfly by Carolyn Manning Designs. This is what it will look like when it's done. And this is where I am. This is around about 6%, I think. I just love the colours, they're beautiful. This is really addictive. And it, like, I like changing colours quite a lot, and so this is really good for me. There's, if you haven't come across this designer, she does these amazing like kaleidoscopic designs, and there's so many of them I want to do. I want to do a few of them on like 40 count and then make them into quilts. I think that would look amazing. But this one is going to be quite big actually because it's on a 28 count, 2/2. So this might end up as a cushion or something. But I am absolutely loving doing that. And that's coming along quite fast by my standards. Anyway. This is going to be a bit random for me as well because I don't really know what I'm pulling out of the pile. Oh, this is another new start. This I started on my birthday actually, but I've had it for a while. And this is a Gecko Rouge kit. It is called Death's Head Moth. The artwork is by Lorna Lane and it's charted by Gecko Rouge. I am stitching it 1/1 on 25 count. And I have a little start, I'm just up in the top corner. And that's what I've got done before I kind of got sick and couldn't really focus on something this tiny. But the colours in that are also fantastic. Oh, some of these I haven't worked on this year at all. I kept getting distracted by shiny new things. And I started a lot of big things in the past couple of years. Classic Hazel. Didn't really foresee how long they were going to take. But this one is quite a popular one. I've seen a few people do it. It's the Red Mermaid by RTO. This is what it's going to look like. I'm not going to do pictures of where it was last year because I don't think I worked on it this year. So this is what I'd love to go back to. This is where I am so far. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the contrast of the fabric colour with the stitching. And the reason that I stalled on this is because I made a mistake somewhere in here and this bit isn't matching up with this bit, and instead of like fixing that and going on with it, I just put it down in a sulk and then started something else. The feeling of which I'm sure will be familiar to lots of people. So yeah, mission next year, fix this. Next year, which starts tomorrow. But I have two times in my brain. There is now and there is later. Those are the only two times. So I have trouble, like, you know, getting myself to realise that next year is actually tomorrow. And for me, it still feels really far away. This, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Whispers of Love. It's a little hardanger embroidery piece that I started, again, quite a few years ago. This is what it's going to look like. And this is what I have done so far. Whoops. So I actually did some cut work this year, and that was exciting. It's always fun to learn a new thing. And I was very proud of this, actually, especially the little Greek crosses there. So yeah, I will have to sit down and actually finish this one, because I don't think it's going to take too long now that the big motif is done. It just comes down here. But I'm not really wild about the colours in this one. I think that's why. But I like learning hardanger, so I'll have to finish it, get it done. And then have it as a sampler. Next one is another Gecko Rouge kit, which I haven't worked on as much as I would like this year, but I did manage to get some progress on it. It's called The Mermaid. The artwork is by Medusa Dollmaker, and it's again on 25 count 1/1. And it is absolutely beautiful. It was like one of my, dream projects. And this is what it's going to look like. Oh, it's amazing. And this is where I've got so far. So that is about 2 pages, I think. So again, not very much, but I'm enjoying the process. I love these undersea colours. And I got to the little fish. And that's her arm coming up there. So yeah, getting into some of the good stuff now. Hopefully I'll be able to make more progress on that this year. This one, gosh, I haven't worked on this in a while. Possibly not this year either, although I can't remember. I might have. It's a Riolis kit, and it's actually in half stitch. So this is what it's going to look like. I think it's called Girl with an Easel. And yeah, it's a half stitch kit, which I thought I wasn't going to like that much, but actually is fun. So that is where I am so far. Again, not very much at all, but it does go fast being half stitch. And I'm excited to make some progress on that. Yeah, this is the first time I'm looking at some of these in a while, and it's making me want to pick them up again. So I guess that's the good thing about doing WIP parades, because otherwise I can forget what I've started. What is this? Oh, this is one of the first pieces I started when I began cross-stitching again in 2020. It's called Vintage Roses. It's a Mereshka kit, and this is what it will look like. Yeah, beautiful colours, beautiful roses. I do like stitching florals actually, and this is where I am, and I haven't worked on this one this year either, but it looks, especially when you put it back, it looks great, doesn't it? So yeah, that probably wouldn't take me that long to finish. I might make that a goal for this year, to try and get this done, because that would be really fun to have on my wall in the summer. This is a bit of a whistle-stop tour, isn't it? But I don't want to spend too long waxing lyrical about my cross-stitch. Although I guess that is what we're here for. This is a bit of a shame. This is my Fairy Queen, Corinne Displays by Nimue, and this is what it will look like. This is amazing. I was so excited about starting it this year, but this is as far as I got, and I'm absolutely loving it. This fabric is from Crafty Kitten. I think it's, no, it's not evergreen, it is, I forget what it's called, but it's from Crafty Kitten, and I love the contrast. This is originally on a dark red fabric, which tones in really well with the dark reds of the design. It makes a really glowy effect, but I wanted it to look like she was in these dark spooky woods about to do some fairy magic on you because you disrespected her hospitality or something. And yeah, so I love that choice, but the only thing is, so this is her shoulder here, and this is her neck, and that's the collar of her dress. And the reason I kind of put this down is because this colour here, the really pale colour there, seems really out of place. I've double checked it, and that's the colour I'm meant to be using, but I've looked at other, you know, the pictures of finishes of this, and it just doesn't look right. Like, feels like this shouldn't be there. Like, it's a really weird kind of highlight, and all the others it looks like it should be a red that's kind of blending into this shading of her neck, and there's quite a bit more of it, and I don't really know what to do about it. I mean, I should probably, there is a Facebook group for Nimue, but as you might expect, being a French designer, it's most of the posts are in French. So, I mean, I could put my big girl knickers on and just, like, dust off my high school French and try and put something together and ask for help in that group. That's probably what I should do. And there's always Google Translate in there, but I always get a bit worried that it's going to misconstrue my meaning. But yeah, that's what I'll have to do and sort this out, because I really, really want to work on this more. It's amazing. It just gives me such a, you know, like folkloric feeling while I work on it. Okay, hopefully this is going to work, because I just had to delete a bunch of my old videos, which I didn't realise were still on this phone. Anyway, so this is another Riolis kit, and this is one that uses woolen threads, which I really like. It's different texture, This is Lady with a Fan, a reproduction of a Gustav Klimt painting, and this is what it will look like. And this one has some embellishments and beads and stuff on as well. And this is where I got so far. So I've just been working on the fan, really. This, again, don't think I've worked on this year. Does it go that way around? I think it does. Yeah, which is a shame. Lovely rich colours. And I, yeah, would like to get back to this again as well. I find the coverage of the wool threads is a little bit more than cotton, which is nice because it gives it this really kind of textured feel. It's nice to feel. I'm one of those people that puts my hands all over my cross stitch. Yeah, so that is really nice. I really enjoy having like all this variety from what I can choose to work on. That's something that's really nice about having work projects. And this is one of my older WIPs as well. This was started quite a while ago in 2016 or 17, I think. And it is, again, a reproduction of a painting. It's the Waterloo Pond by Monet. And it's from DMC with the National Gallery, those really lovely painting cross stitch kits that they do. And again, the colours in this are so lovely and soothing. Green is my favourite colour, if you couldn't tell. So this is how far I am, and I have worked on this year, I think in the earlier part of the year. So actually, compared to where I was last year, it's a bit of progress. But this one is full coverage, and a lot of the colours are quite similar, as you can see. So that one does take a little bit more brain power to work on, but it is also a lot of fun. Oh, that didn't take long, did it? Another Gecko Rouge kit, the first one that I got. This is another Lorna Lane artwork. It's called Robin, and this is what it will look like. And I started this in 2020, and this is where I am. So I have worked on this a little bit this year as well. Not that much, but enough that we're starting to get something here. This isn't very big, so I could finish this year, next year, the coming year as well. And very vibrant colours. So that's been really fun. I've worked on that when I've just needed a boost of really bright colour to cheer me up. I'm not counting these, by the way. I'm not going to bother counting how many. Because I don't really care. Oh, this is the big one. My Death by Cross Stitch. You've seen this a lot. It's been in basically every video I've done this year, and it will continue to be for the foreseeable future, so I hope you like Death by Cross Stitch. And I believe last year I set a goal to get to 25% on this project, and I actually achieved that. I achieved a goal, which very rarely happens in any aspect of my life. And here it is. Oh, here it is when it's done. And here it is now. I'm very proud of this. It always looks excellent on the screen. I am doing this on a 40 count natural linen from Zweigart, and the thread is from Mrs. Sadas. It's a hank of silk. My first time working with silk thread, and I really love it, especially for this kind of design. And this has a little bit of variegation but not too much, so you can see the design clearly. And yeah, I love everything about this piece. I'm usually a sampler person, but I just really like the style of Long Dog samplers, and this is fantastic. So in the coming year, definitely at least halfway on this one. And it might seem like slow progress, but if you've ever attempted this pattern, you will understand. It is really, really, really big. And just to remind you, this is on 40 count. So this is a lot of stitches, and it's 25%. But I do really enjoy the way it's coming along. I've got all the way along the width of it now. So down here is the Pegasus thing. So I'm excited to get to that. Still enjoying this. I'm not burnt out on it or anything, so that is a win in my book. And I might as well do the other frame. So this is another Mereshka kit. This is called The Old Melody. I started this in 2020 as well. And this one, oh god, I've got something weird on my frame there. This one is a really fun design. This is what it will look like when it's done. Yeah, I say this every time, but I love how weird it is. I like cats in strange situations, so here is where I am. And not that much, but it's a decent corner there. I've got his face, and I don't know if you can see that, but I came across to the moon, so I would definitely like to work on this quite a bit more in 2022, see if I can get all the way across. You may have noticed I am definitely one for the large projects. Right, where are we? There's a few more left. This is one that I'm definitely planning to get finished early in the coming year. I'm going to take it away with me and hopefully get it done while I'm on placement and I have less distractions around. This is an RTO kit. It's called Bringer of Stars. This is what it will look like. And this is where I am. So I am about half done. And this one is not very big, but it is actually quite intricate. So, so it takes a bit of work, and there's quite a bit of backstitch. I love this backstitching on the wing. It just makes it look so feathery. I have a bit to fill in here of the horrible DMC gold metallic. So I'll just suck it up and do that at some point. But that shouldn't take too long to finish, and it will be beautiful. I am really excited to finish this and have it to display. And this Ada, actually, I don't know what brand of Ada it is, but I had to wash the side of it here because my boyfriend spilled coffee on it, and it's really soft now. It's really nice. So I'm not going to wash the whole thing until it's done because the stiffness is helpful for keeping your stitches even, but yeah, it's really quite drapey actually, this bit now. So that one is hopefully going to be a finish in 2022. I've lost count of the things I said I was going to finish next year now. but we'll see. I mean, I've managed to achieve one of the things I wanted to do last year. I don't think I did any of the others, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, this I cannot wait to get back to. This is my first memorabilia. It is the Dreamer. This is what it will look like. Oh, I've just realised something. The fabric on my Fairy Queen is not Crafty Kitten, it's Chromatic Alchemy. This one is on a Crafty Kitten. Okay. Sorry. So this is the Dreamer by Mirabilia. It's on a 32 count linen and evergreen from Crafty Kitten. And yeah, here's how it is so far. So this is quite a big design. There's this big frame around her, but I think I made pretty decent progress. I started this in January of this year. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. It is absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to get working on it again. So we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to finish it in 2022. But I absolutely love her flower crown here. I think that's beautiful. So hopefully this summer I will get to wear a flower crown as well. Okay, there's two more. One of them, oh no, there was another one underneath. Ha! This one is another recent start, my 12 Days of Christmas from Bothy Threads, and this is what it will look like. And I spent ages talking about how I couldn't work on Christmas things like out of the Christmas season, and you know, blah blah blah, can't do things unseasonally, and then I didn't even work on it in December. So anyway, here I am, about halfway through the first block, the first day of Christmas, and we are still in the 12 Days of Christmas, actually. If you are a Christmas celebrator, it goes on until about January the 6th, 12th night, or Epiphany, depending on how you celebrate it. So I think this is probably what I'll work on next, and you know, still Christmassy. And that's the partridge, and there's some pears as well. And this one will have all sorts of embellishments, so that's going to be really fun. Yeah, I really like this. I like the Celtic style of it. It was originally designed for postage stamps, so that's why they're in nice contained little boxes, which is fun. This is my chatelaine. My first chatelaine. There was a lot of firsts for me last year in terms of cross stitching and embroidery. And this is the Alhambra Garden by Chatelaine Designs, and this is what it will look like. It is absolutely beautiful. There's so many of these I want to do, but this was the first one that caught my eye back when I first discovered them. And it's a place that I really would love to go at some point in my life. So I picked the Alhambra Garden, and I've finished the centre, and now the real work begins. So here it is. I haven't worked on it since the last time it was shown in a video, but I'm really excited for where this is going to go. I've got this fountain here, and it hasn't got any of the special stitches or the beads in it yet. So I'm really looking forward to doing that, but I have to wait till the end because I'm stitching in hoops. And I'm still in a bit of an awkward situation with that. I tend to balance the hoop between the table and like my chest so I can work two-handed, but I got some Christmas money from my grandma this year and I am going to get a table stand for my hoop, I think. So that should improve my posture because I am finding at first it was alright, but as time went on and I started to do longer stitching sessions, if I do that, I have a little bit of back and sort of neck pain where I've been kind of sort of hunched over to stitch. So yeah, I'm hoping getting a stand will be much better for my posture and I can sit up nicely like a proper young lady and do my stitching. So there we are. That is my chatelaine. So I think we're on to the last one now. There's a few more that I think were in my thing last year, but I decided to kind of cut them out because I'm not really counting them as WIPs anymore. May or may not continue. This one is almost done. So close. This is the Enchanted Forest by Owl Forest Embroidery. I got it as a kit for my birthday last year. And this is what it will look like. And I am so close to being done. It is absolutely beautiful. I am sure you will have heard this before, but the threads that come in their kits are amazing. They are variegated and they are absolutely beautiful. So that really gives another dimension to this otherwise quite simple piece. And well, I say quite simple, but the individual motifs are fairly simple, but there's a lot of interest in them because of, I don't know, just the way they're designed, and there's quite a lot of them and they work really well together. So there's just something about these. This has been really, really fun to do. And this was actually meant to be a Christmas present to my cousins, young children, but Christmas kind of got semi-cancelled again this year, so we were able to spend Christmas together with just my parents and my boyfriend, but we didn't go up to see our extended family as we normally do. So so I ended up, I was going to get this finished for Christmas, but then I kind of lost steam on it when that happened, and we're you know, all things being okay, we're going to meet up in a few months to do a family thing, so as long as I get it finished for then, it'll be fine. But I would like to get this done fairly soon so that I will have a finish for 2022, and it should only take me a couple of days really. So I'm not going to spend too much time showing this off because I'm sure I will do that when I finish it, which should be very soon, but that is that. And there we go. Thank you for sticking with this parade of things that are chronically unfinished. But I'm enjoying them all very much, and I hope you enjoyed looking at them. I hope it's given you some ideas for things that you might like to do. And I am gonna be watching quite a few WIP parades in the coming days, I think. Hopefully I'll have lots of nice crafty time and watch some of those while I'm doing that. And then I go back to university on the 3rd, so I'm sure I will have a fair bit of work to do from then, but hoping to still make time for fun craft things. So if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that I also do a lot of knitting and spinning, some dyeing and a little bit of weaving, basically any textile craft I can get my hands on. So I've got some goals for that in 2022 as well. See behind me on the shelf actually. This basket was a Christmas present as well, and it's very cute, very hashtag cottagecore. So I keep my drop spindle in here as well though. So this is the what is it? The Wensleydale wool that I've been spinning. I dyed it using comfrey, and I'm spinning up to a lace weight. So that's my first skein. That's only 25 grams there. That's as much as I can fit on my spindle really for a lace weight, because I don't have a lighter spindle suitable for lace. But because this is a long wool, I can get away with it if I just put a small amount on this one. So yeah, that's actually come out quite nicely. It's a bit of a weird colour, a bit muddy, but I think if I put it with, I'm going to hibiscus dye some more Wensleydale and then put them together and do some 2-colour brioche. So if you have not come across that technique, let me show you. This is a book I've had for some time. It is by Nancy Marchant. It's called Knitting Fresh Brioche, and this is a stitch dictionary for 2-colour brioche stitch, which is absolutely fabulous. So that's what I'm going to try and do with my handspun Wensleydale lace, and I want to make the cover project actually, which is a scarf called Willow, and we'll see how that goes. I have made a couple things using the stitches in this book before, just quite simple things, headbands and stuff, and it's really fun. It is quite complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too difficult. So for anyone who is wanting to try out this technique, or just regular brioche, or the brioche stitch in general, Nancy Marchant is a really good resource. Oh yeah, and I picked this up just to show you. This is a woven piece that I did with the community arts group that I am involved with. Used to be involved with a lot more, but don't have as much time now. But we were doing some weaving, just very simply with a picture frame and nails in it, and going around and collecting like organic objects, like bits of plant and things, and then weaving them in with this wool. And yeah, it's quite quite artsy, I would say. It's just a random, you know, bit of stuff, but I quite enjoy it. I like these little seed heads, so that's usually living on the bookcase behind me. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that as a little snapshot of some of the other things that I do. So that is it. I mean, I've got more things I want to do, things I want to sew and all sorts, but I'm going to keep it brief because this is Xstitch WIP Parade. So I might do some other videos on other crafts next year, but I'll probably keep them separate from my cross stitch. So Happy New Year, and yeah, all the best for 2022, and I will hopefully continue watching your crafty videos next year and doing a lot of crafts. That's basically my only plan for next year. Go outside, be happy, do crafts,